Hello, YouTubers. I'm creating this video. Oh, I got a Facebook message. Okay, I'm creating this video for my English teacher, Mr. Z. I love you to death. Um, the reason why I'm making this video is because my article this year, for this month, not this year. My article for this month is basically about like me coming out and me giving advice to like lower classmen and being like, you can be yourself, and like in our school it's like you can be yourself and you have a support group, like, and basically like I'm just gonna tell my coming out story. And yeah, this is mainly for my English teacher because I already did this once, but I erased it for personal issues. But I'm doing it again for him and for anyone out there who just wants to hear a story or might need some help, like just understanding, or I guess just wanting to know what it's like to go through this. Alright, so I guess I'll start from when I was like really sorry, there's like shit everywhere. But I guess I'll start from when I was like really young, like in elementary school, I guess. So ever since I was really young, I always knew there was something different about me, and because I was different from all the other boys at school, like I would like do things differently, I would talk differently. I wasn't as like intelligent. I was not intelligent as a kid. Oh my god, excuse me. I was not intelligent as a kid at all. Like I didn't know anything at all. Like no, I mean I knew like math and like my English, but I didn't know like other things like common knowledge. I'm still kind of like messed up. Like I don't have like a lot of common knowledge sometimes. And back in like elementary school, middle school, I didn't have a lot at all. So like people would be like, "Huh, that's so gay." Like, what does that mean? Or be like, they would say these like really weird words. I thought they were like really weird to me, like gay, or like even like curse words. I'd be like, "Wow, why would you say that? That's so mean." Or just like most randomest things that I just couldn't comprehend, but they could. I just don't know why I never understood it. But yeah, it was a really rough time, and I just I didn't really care about it because I had the same support group that I've had since like kindergarten with me till now. Like this these like I have two friends in my life that are just like that have always been there for me ever since kindergarten, maybe even before that. And I just want to give a quick shout out to you guys. Thank you, and you know exactly who you are, and it helped me become the better person I am today. So moving on forward, so I think it was either fifth or fourth grade. It was the first time I ever got called gay. We were sitting at lunch, and this really tall kid, he was really mean to all the kids, and he was just a mean kid. And he asked me, he was like, "Vince, are you straight or are you curvy?" And me, not having any common knowledge, didn't know what that meant. I said I'm curvy because I thought he meant like body type. You know, none of us are completely straight. Like some of us have like different body shapes and stuff. So I actually thought he meant like, are you straight or curvy? So I said curvy, and then he started laughing, and then everyone at the table started laughing. I was like, what's so funny? He was like, huh, nothing, or something like that. And ever since then, I did have no idea what he meant until like a few years later when I actually found out what straight and curvy meant. So that was my first time. So then middle school comes around, and middle school, let me tell you, anyone who's watching this is in middle school right now, trust me, it gets better. Middle school is the worst time of your life. It is just awful. Like it is just the worst three years that anyone will go through in their life. It's horrible. So I mean, I was hated in middle school. I mean, like I was hated by almost everyone because I was just a total freak. Because again, I was different from other guys at school. I would talk to a lot of girls, and like there was this one girl. I'm not gonna say her name, but there's this one girl. We'll call her Liz. Okay, so there's this one girl, Liz, and I would always like every day like try to ask her. I'd be like, "Hey Liz, do you want to go on a date? Do you want to go out with me maybe on this weekend?" And she'd be like, "No." And like literally every day, I went to her lunch table, and because my cousin was there, and just to talk to this girl because I really liked her at the time. Like I wanted to go out with her so bad, and it never happened, and it was awful, and I felt humiliated of myself. Oh, little battery, it's not good. So that happened, And then, but now that we're like older, we like put that beside us, and we're like really good friends. We're like really tight friends. So I love you, Liz. You know exactly who you are. uh, yeah. So also like in middle school, like it was from '08 to 11, so that was like the whole like YouTube revolution, I guess you can say, when like all like the cool kids were like making like music videos and like vlog and all this stuff. So this girl Liz would always make these like music videos, and I was like, oh, I should do some too. So I would like take the exact same songs and like try to do the exact same things that she did in her videos and make them as cool as hers, but I never was able to. And like she was like, stop copying my videos, and like you need to stop like stalking me. That's another thing. Like, I would always try to talk to like all the girls in middle school, and they would call me a stalker like all the time, and it really hurt because like I thought that I was doing the right thing. My parents would tell me, they'd be like, just try and do your best, and like ask her out, do this and do this and do that, and then I just got called a stalker, and it really hurt, and I didn't know what to do with myself. Like I was just like, screw it. Like I was literally just being myself the entire time. At least I was trying to, and I always tried to be like the cool kids. Like there was like I remember this one kid in like in middle school would always wear shorts in the wintertime. So one day I was like, Mom, I'm gonna wear shorts. And she's like, it's really cold out. I'm like, I'm not cold, but I was freezing, and I tried to be so cool. But listen, you middle schoolers, don't try to be like the cool kids, because you're really not gonna be cool in the end. Like you're gonna, it doesn't work. It just doesn't work. I'm telling you that from experience. Don't be yourself, and don't be like the cool kids. So moving on past that, around like 8th grade comes along, and I'm still like literally all of middle school. They called the same names, the same stalker, creeper, gay, whatever shit. All that happened. So middle school was finally over, and then shit starts again. So I was on Facebook one night, right? And this kid that's in my grade messaged me. He was totally just messing around with me completely, and I thought it was for a second. He was like, oh hey, but guess what? I'm gay. And I was like, being the stupid non-college kid I am, I was like, oh really, you are? So yeah, and then we had kept talking about stuff, and then he just, excuse me, oh my god, and then he was just like, why don't you post a stats on Facebook saying like you're gay? And I was like, okay, I'll do that, and so I did, and then like the next morning my dad comes down and he's like, what are you doing? Post this on Facebook? What are you doing? Like, are you gay or what's going on? And then like immediately like my entire family found out, and this was like right before school started, like about a week or so I'd say before school started, and like everyone in my family found out about it. They kept asking me questions like, are you gay, or like what does that mean? And like I had no idea what I was talking about, and then like I was like really upset, so I immediately deleted the post, and I was so mad at this kid. And like just recently I got over it, because for the past 3 years this kid like made me like really really mad and upset, because like when school started, after I erased the post, like all these kids were like bullying me and making me feel uncomfortable with myself, and to just every day be like, huh, you're gay or something, and like you're stupid or something, and I just hated it. I hated the bullying. I hated it so much. And then January is my least favorite month for this reason. I don't like the month January because freshman year, January 2012, I was just like, you know what, screw it, and then I went home and I tried to commit suicide that night. Like I had some, because I got these new, because I had like the DC shoes, and they came with extra laces, so I like put some in my drawer in case I messed some up. So I took some of them out and I like tied it. I don't know why I thought that was a good idea. It wouldn't even work right if you did it, but like I like tied it around my neck with like one little loop, and then I started like pulling it a little bit, but I didn't actually like do it, and I let go, and I was like, no, this is not worth it. I can't do this. So the next day of school comes around, and I'm like, I tell my two friends, I'm like, hey, don't tell anyone, but I tried to kill myself last night. And they were like, oh my gosh, we gotta tell somebody. And they told the guy in his office, and I tell you, that was the best thing that's ever happened in my life. And to this day, I respect those two girls so much, and I love them to death for telling somebody, because they cared about me when no one else did. And they told somebody, and I got the help I needed, and then I turned out to be okay. So please tell somebody if you have suicidal thoughts, or if you're cutting yourself or anything, please tell somebody to get the help you need, because they told somebody and I got the help I need, and then I turned out to be a fabulous person in the end, all because of those two girls. I want to thank you guys so much. You know exactly who you are, and I love you to death for it. I'm gonna miss you when I go off to college in June. So freshman year goes by, and then rumors start spinning around that like I've been like having sex with somebody, and I was like, oh, that's great. And then like it kept going around, and like it kept coming back like every single year, like every year of high school. I think someone's asked me that question. Sorry, that was really weird. Yeah, that sounds like a ghost is out there or something. But like every year, someone asked me that same question. Like, did you have sex with this person? I'm like, no, that didn't happen. So sophomore year comes around, and that's this new kid transfers from Pottstown. That's a senior, and like it was band camp, right? And then like stuff happened at band camp, and then like it got spread around. And then that's when I felt really awful, because I was like, oh my god, someone said something, and then stuff happened at oh, I just hate people spread stuff, even though stuff was true about stuff. Like, it was awful, and I hated myself for it, because a lot of stuff was spread about me throughout high school, like a lot of rumors and a lot of just awful things about me that I just absolutely hated, and it broke my heart to think that people would turn around, people that I even trusted, turn around and be like, "Did you really?" Like, I don't like I was so devastated. My first and second year of high school was just awful, like it was awful. I absolutely hated it. Okay, so now into the actual part. So junior year comes around, and before junior year I came out as bi. I mean, I had to. That it was a good start for me to say something like that. My parents were like, "Are you sure you're not interested in girls?" And I was like, "I think I like kind of both." So I came out, and that year I had two girlfriends, and then yeah, um, that didn't really that was totally cover up for me being gay. I knew it was. I knew it had to be. Because my two girlfriends literally only lasted for like a week or so, maybe even less than a week, like a few days, and I was just like, "Why is this not working? Like, am I not interested, or like, what's going on here? Like, I don't know what's going on." Like, I was so confused last year. Like, this was just last year, junior year. Like, I was so confused as to why, like, I can't date girls. Like, what is happening? Like, I was totally mind blown. Like, maybe I am gay. Maybe there's something wrong with me. Maybe it's true. Maybe that's why everyone's calling me gay. So May 7th, 2014 comes around. That's in 2 days actually. So May 7th, 2014, I get home from school and I'm doing my project for my economics class. And then I decide, you know what, today's the day. Like, today is the day. Today is the day. So, my dad comes, picks me up from my house, and then we're driving away, and then I'm like, Dad, I have to tell you something. And he's like, what? And it took me like 5 minutes to like, it took me like 5 minutes. Like, I started crying. Like, I couldn't even say it. It was so hard to say it. And like, I can still feel the pain from just talking about it. Like, it was so painful to me, saying that to my parents about that. So, but I was like, Dad, I'm gay. And it was like kind of like a silence, I think, for like a minute or so. And then he started talking. He was like, it's okay. I always kind of knew. I kind of figured this would happen. And then it was all good in the end. Like, my dad was totally okay with it. And he still is. And I love my dad for it. So then that night, I called my mom. I called my mom. I was like, Mom, I'm gay. I have to tell you this. And then she was like, it was a lot of silence and a little bit of crying was involved, I think, over the phone. And I think she said the same thing, like I knew it was gonna happen, but my mom took a longer time for the process than my dad did. My dad was just like, okay, I kind of just knew it was gonna happen anyway. So did my mom, but I think my mom was just a little bit more emotional about things, and she needed to get like used to it. So I guess she had to get used to it. I didn't understand, but now I kind of do. So, and it was just really tough for me to come out, because I'm the first one in my family to be like gay and bi, I guess. Like I don't have there's no other gays, no other lesbians in my family, no other bisexuals in my family. There's literally like no one. I'm the first gay, I guess. So that happened, and a year, almost 2 day, a year, 3 hours, 3 days ago, I was just sitting here thinking like, wow, like, am I gonna do this or not? And 2 days from now, I will be a full year out. And since I came out, I've become a better person. And like a lot of stuff, I'm telling you, a lot of things happened for a good reason. I mean, I was bullied, I was harassed, humiliated from the entire student body almost by all the girls in middle school and stuff. But let me tell you, things do get better. So please don't do this to yourself. Like I used to cut myself a little bit. I never actually like cut myself, but I would like to. I have like I don't have it, but I have somewhere like a Swiss Army knife, and I would like take like the blade, and like I would like scratch myself. I would actually cut myself like where the point was actually like bleeding, but like I would like scratch myself sometimes. Like the last time I scratched, like the last time I cut myself was probably like in August of 2014, when I just was just so upset about everything and stressed out. So I like scratched myself, and yeah, but not there anymore because there's scratches. Like I never like cut myself that bad at all, or even if I did at all. So I'm telling you, things get better and life goes on, and eventually you just realize like you just screw it. Like people will love you or hate you for who you are, and you will find out who your actual support group is. Like I have a little. My theory is the smaller the support group, the better, because you don't want like a larger support group, because like the larger your group is, like you don't know, like you're not connected as well as like the smaller group. Like I have two close guy friends that I talk to on like a weekly basis, daily basis almost. Like we're like close. Like I mean, I talk to them a lot more than they talk to me, but that's just me because I just love to talk to people. And I just love everything. Even though my two friends are completely different from me, I know they love me, and I know like that I love them. They're like my brothers to me. Like they're like my two brothers. Like I don't know how I could go a day without them. So thank you to my two best friends, my two brothers. Thank you so much for everything you've done for me. Literally everything. All the advice you give me, all those phone calls, all the crying I've done in front of you guys. Like I've never been able to be myself in front of like anyone else, like besides you guys. Like you too. Like if you're watching this, I hope you feel special because you really are special. You've helped me to be the better person, and help me come out of my shell and be the person I am today. So thank you. I praise and bless you forever and eternity. I can't ever thank you enough. Like God bless your soul, honestly. Like I if I could, I would just give you all like $1 million if I could. But I can't, which is sad. But it's okay. Um yeah. So that's that. So what I was saying, like the smaller the support group, the better, because you're more interlocked and connected with a smaller group that actually like knows you than having a wider support group that doesn't know you so well. Because say you have like 20 close friends, like you don't know, like one of those close friends could be like two-faced, like they can be like, oh, we're so close, and they can be like, whoop, then they just spread rumors everywhere, or they do something that just makes you like, wow, what the hell, dude? Like that's what happened to me. Like that's exactly what happened to me with some people. And I thought they were really close to me, and then they just kind of poof, like, bye, bitch, almost, basically. Yeah, I mean, I had a very emotional past, and I hope that this video helps you see that life does get better. And I know I'm only 17. I'll be 18 in about 3 weeks, though. But I'm still young, and I still have a lot to learn. And I've got the help from my two brothers. I got the help from my sister. I have an actual sister. I have an actual sister, and I have two stepsisters and a stepmom, and an almost stepdad. And they've all supported me through this, and they all love me the same. Nothing really changed, and I thank them all. I praise them. Lord bless their soul. Honestly, it was so hard for me to come out to my family. knew something was gonna happen. I just thought that they were gonna hate me and I was gonna get thrown out on the street or something. Because my dad would always raise me to be like that, like manly man, like, you know what I'm talking about, like that leader to be strong, like you need to impress all the ladies and stuff, like, you know, like kiss the muscles and shit. And I was just like, I wasn't into that. Like I never was into that. Like my dad would always just like try to like man me up a lot, but like it didn't really work. And I could just like see he was trying so hard, and I felt so bad I let him down when I was younger because like I was just so different, and no one really knew why. So I'm pretty happy now where I am, and I hope this video helps you and people that are watching this get better as a person and love yourself. Like RuPaul Charles has an amazing quote that I use almost every day of my life, and it is, "If you can't love yourself, how in the hell are you gonna love somebody else?" That is my favorite quote I've heard all of my life because it's so true, and it applies to me. It applies to all of us, and I use that quote very much, and I love RuPaul for it. And that's my story. So yeah, that's that. So basically, I made this video for my English teacher, Mr. Z. Love you so much. And I also want to give a shout out to everyone, to all the teachers at my school that had me as a student. Like, I would come to mostly for all my problems and stuff, and you would always talk. Like, we had like a one-on-one basis. Like 90% of my teachers I would always talk to, like every single day about something. So I love you all my teachers, all my friends, my coworkers, everyone. I love you for accepting me, family, everything. I love you. So that's my story, and I'm about to get off this video because I have Mr. Z tomorrow at 7:50 in the morning. So I'm late for school. So I'm gonna upload this video, send it to you, and that's that. Be yourself.